Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some Disco Elysium, shall we? Picking up where we left off, and I have a bunch of dialogue.
So, how are things going?
I need to talk to Andre about what's going on inside the church. So, who are the people in there?
Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses.
You haven't even seen them, and you want the police involved?
Well, there's also the machinery.
What?
When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together. So about 2 weeks ago, we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines lying around in there.
Now that is weird.
One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires into water. Never seen anything like it.
Interesting.
Andre, tell him about the feeling.
Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark.
Huh.
No, the other one.
Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg.
Felt like silence. Awful silence.
But you haven't physically seen anyone.
Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church a couple of times, and we felt someone or something eyeing us inside. But that's kinda it.
What was that about something watching you?
Like you aren't alone, you know?
It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean.
I do.
Not human, as in a ghost? Do you know what he means?
Not really.
It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling, like some kind of crab man.
A crab man?
Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab.
It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behavior.
Odd. Crabs are usually marine creatures, and not known for climbing walls.
Are you sure there was a crab man?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. Estelle was alone that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there.
You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab.
Okay.
There probably is no crab man. Don't let them draw you in with this nonsense.
Can you tell me more about the machinery?
You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably, very likely.
So how can you be sure they're burnouts and dopeheads if you haven't even seen them?
Well, honestly, I can't. But I am.
This is a below-feeble attempt at avoidance. Basically, he is attempting to weaponize idiocy.
Wow, you can't, but you do. I should add weaponized idiocy to my own repertoire.
Hey now, I'm 70% sure they're substance abusers. Don't let all that technology fool you. Where do you think the drugs come from?
He makes little quotation marks with his fingers when he says technology. Alright, let's talk about something else.
Sure. What?
You mentioned some kind of ecclesiastes own the church. Who are these ecclesiastes?
Oh yeah, that's a meteor and name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it.
If you don't know what the founding party is, there might be a way to mask it with minor demagoguery.
Mask it. Now humor me. What's the founding party?
Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know? I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organization.
And
they have roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericarnassian church. Plus, they anoint the innocents. They, like, made the innocentic system, no?
Now, Andre, in your opinion, would this ancient religious organization who anoints the innocents want a club for anhedonic music in one of their churches?
Totally.
There isn't a trace of doubt in his voice.
The Pericarnassian church is about love. And Nordic music is about love. I got love for my Pericarnassian posse. Love is the relay out of death. We dance.
He violently shakes the tape player as if to see if he can break it.
Love is hardcore.
Yes.
Unity.
Uh-huh.
Unity!
Make some noise for my Insulindian posse!
He turns the volume up, then looks at you with a knowing nod, as if it's obvious you will now break into dance.
You feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the base, as if testing the waters.
No words, enjoy the beat. I don't quite understand what you're talking about. What's a posse? I guess love can be pretty hardcore. I now understand it was lame of me to suggest otherwise. And Anodic music is about love, and so is the Paraconassian Church. I guess love can be pretty hardcore.
Oh yeah, it can!
He's coming around. You're getting it.
No words, enjoy the beat.
Feels good.
Alright, I'm going with, yeah, of course they want that.
Yeah! Yakokata! The place to be!
Look at me grooving. I am grooving.
He seems ecstatic that you share his vision of Pericarnassianism.
Good.
Do it for the masses. Do it for the crew.
His friend forms a fist with a screwdriver still in his hand, approvingly
I
so.
didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway, you got more questions?
The one with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving. You feel like you could go for a little disco when, or if, they get this club going. You've got it in you.
Oh, I do have it in me. I wanted to ask you about this tent full of equipment.
Yes. What?
I see you brought your own water?
Yeah. Good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water.
And it's distilled, too.
Oh,
He doesn't know what to
it's
say.
the one they sell at the fuel station.
It's like he's lying to you, my liege. But he's slippery enough that there's nothing for you to grab hold of.
What's with all the Nosafed?
The what now?
Point at the bottles of nasal spray. The Nosafed Ultra.
Oh, the old Ultra.
He's like an actor, looking to the souffleur for his line.
I have a major sinus infection, stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter, can't even breathe.
You sound fine to me.
Yes, that's all Nosafed's doing. Without the Noser, I'd be drowning in shit right now.
Nosafed is the shit.
Can I have some? I have nose problems, too.
Sure. Here you go, officer. The Noser. Blast away.
Alright, enough of this.
He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved.
Maybe everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyze. So this is logic, which is godly, but I'm good at logic?
A number of things don't add up. Let's take a look. How about gather around, kids?
Okay, now, kids, now gather around.
The young speed freak puts down a busted capacitor and looks at you. The one with the large head seems very enthusiastic about whatever you have planned. Their would-be leader is less amused.
Sometime in the past, I'm not sure when and where, but betrayal was involved. I fell sick and became the shadow you see now, but before that, I have reason to believe I was a police detective. No, let's just go on with it. I got bad news for you. Things don't add up.
What things?
He senses something is wrong.
This isn't the makings of a club. It's a tent full of laboratory equipment for manufacturing drugs.
I have no idea how you arrived at that conclusion, but it's wrong. Look, we even have speakers.
Points at the speakers.
One speaker. They have one speaker.
Where's his friend? Did he lose his friend?
What do you mean, friend?
The other speaker. You only have one.
It's a one-speaker system. It's monodynamic. You wouldn't know the first thing about sound reproduction in anodic music. Other speaker.
This may be the brain damage talking, but you've definitely never heard of monodynamic or one-speaker systems.
You have no headphones. Wouldn't Estelle need her headphones to spin tape?
What do you know about spinning tape? Nothing.
I know you pawn them, likely for lab equipment and drug ingredients.
I'm sorry, but there is no lab equipment and no drug ingredients.
That Nosifed is here for its active ingredient.
He said it was for his nose. What more do you want?
Likely pseudoephedrine, almost exactly the shape of ephedrine. Ephedrine makes you happy, and so does pseudoephedrine.
Clean lab.
And of all cellular-based life, what's your point, Lawbringer?
There's no need for me to pile on anymore, is there?
No shit.
He sounds tired. In short, you tried to use a police detective to set up a drug lab.
That's... Come on, that's...
Preposterous?
I meant to say, not true.
So what are we gonna do with you?
What do you mean, do?
There's resignation in his voice. He's almost ready to drop the act. It wouldn't take a lot of pushing. The optimal way to go about this would be indifference. It begins by you telling him you don't care about any of this.
I don't really care, just wanted to crack the case. You tell me what's really going on and we'll work from there. I can be lenient.
What do you mean by lenient?
Not calling backup and hauling you all off to the pen, for starters.
Okay, man, okay.
He raises his hands.
Things are just so hard for an entrepreneur in this city right now. It's not like we lied when we said we want to turn a church into the wickedest club in East Revershall.
Because we do! We totally do!
We just need to turn it into a speed lab before.
To get our foot in the door.
And why do you need me?
Like I told you, spooky arseholes moved in while I was getting all this stuff together. A month ago, the place was empty, and now it's all spooked up.
They're not really spooky, are they?
No, man. They're spooky, all right. It's just that they would also probably call the police if we started cooking speed in there.
But the sign was way off too! I couldn't feel the love at all!
Sir, you promised you'd be lenient.
This is it. Judgment time.
Alright, I could give me your cash, pack up, get lost. Let's do this clean. No speed lab. Just a club for music. It wouldn't work without the lab. Do what you like. I have to look into the spooker situation before I can decide what to do with you. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
We can continue on an amiable path, right? No more misunderstandings, no more lies. Before you go, is there anything else you need?
That's it.
As always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah!
I'm sure they will. I wonder if they're just gonna get up and leave. I need to talk to this guy.
With Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Noid. Good.
Skin shows through the holes in the Speed Freak's too large sweater. In front of him, an open toolbox full of carpentry tools and parts.
It's good you talked to Andre first. Gave me time to get a reading on your sign. Can't really talk to people before you get a reading.
He runs his hand through his hair, which is combed back in mock seriousness, and continues to fiddle with some gears.
This young speed freak seems to know a lot about
I know, that's what I'm
science.
wondering.
Could he be the techno-tinkerer you're looking for?
I need the techno-tinkerer.
His look is intensely suspicious.
Sign?
Yeah, gotta compare. See if we can align.
Interesting.
I suck at socialising, man. Even now, our sign synchronisation is way off. But I'll see what I can do.
I saw a sticker on the padlock. Can you tell me anything about it?
A sticker? You mean the yellow one? Can you describe it to me?
Interesting. He wants you to describe it, though he already knows what it looks like.
Okay, it's a yellow circle, the human face, with X's for eyes and a smile underneath. I think the X's mean the guy's dead.
Good, good. What did you want to know?
Was I right? Is it a dead guy smiling?
Yes, you're the 23rd person to get it right. And I've asked 23 people. Looks like it's a dead guy smiling to the entire human race.
Really?
Really.
Why do you think that's
We're all
so?
the same. Same eyes, same smiles, same death.
Okay, what's it mean?
He defeated history. We are living in the age of history, and in the eyes of history, we are always already dead. How can we ever smile then? Because history is a lie, and so are its deaths.
Ah,
The present moment and life are the hardcore. The hardcore expels death.
sure.
Or maybe he's not dead. Maybe he's just really ecstatic about the beats.
I'm thinking maybe the smiling dead guy is a symbol for communism. It's also dead but doesn't care.
Yeah, that interpretation holds.
He likes it. What makes the sticker so modern?
Simplicity was brought to us by classical soul artist modernism, but that was a tasteful, harmonious simplicity, right? Well, hardcore is not tasteful or outwardly harmonious. It's a warning shot. This will be dangerous. The echo of man's loss, haunting him. The sticker, the clothes, the music, same thing.
You come up with this stuff by yourself?
Not alone. Many people are thinking the same thing right now. We all see the same smiling dead guy in a couple of X's and a circle. And a curve. The beat is the same for all.
Let me go back to this.
Simplicity. Well, the sticker, the clothes, the music.
Seems awesome.
It is.
Alright.
I guess one could write an entire treatise on the thing. But what for?
Tell me about the machines you saw.
Weird stuff. Specialised. There was a data processor and some sort of long-wave machinery. Wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign. Or some fucked up Samaran science sign. You know, the kind that goes head first into the supernatural.
The People's Republic of Samara is a product of Revachol's sister revolution on the Grand Isola. It's known as a severely degenerated rogue state.
Don't be too hard on Samara. They're all alone in the world. Half of what we know of them is just propaganda.
I know, man. I was just talking about the aesthetic.
Okay. What's wrong with the supernatural?
Nothing's wrong with it. You should definitely be researched. You can still do sick shit with it, though.
The supernatural. So you think it's real, that it actually exists?
Most of it doesn't exist. But there's also stuff that isn't allowed to exist. Because the moralists think it's too dangerous for the plebs. Psionic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human, folk rights, that kind of stuff.
That makes sense. Why are you called Noid?
The hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It's not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment.
He picks up some sort of widget. I don't understand what that
But
means.
See that? Further sign matching would do good for us. One way to achieve sign synchronicity would be by getting us into the church.
I need to sync signs with the Noid. What about now? Are the signs all right now?
Nah. Still strongly out of sync. Stage gamma disalignment.
What?
You heard me.
Could you use your sign sense to help me contact a coalition warship?
Don't think so. Big bad frequencies are extremely negative. Fault suppression, dream implantation, memory revision. Pretty out there stuff. Not sure I want to get involved with it.
There is fear there, but also curiosity. He just needs a reason to help you.
I gotta get him in the church.
Besides, our own signs aren't even synced yet. So how am I supposed to get you synced up with a big bad? It don't make any sense, law lover.
Alright, maybe I'll come back later.
A young man with peroxide blonde hair holds up a Harman Welshi tape player, nodding along to the music. He looks at you with a knowing smile and says,
Hardcore!
Say nothing.
Hardcore!
Still say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega!
Alright.
Here comes the night!
could there have been a right way out of this garden of forking paths, you think?
Solve the egghead puzzle. Okay, let's try it again.
The young man with the
This is hardcore.
Is it?
It's hardcore.
I don't know what to say to that.
Skipper danger. I am the rearranger.
Your cop training did not prepare you for this. What to do?
Hilarious.
Back to the heavyweight jam.
Says the young man with the tape player and the large Boydero boots, lung-shaped tree sprouts on his silver belt buckle.
Hardcore.
Say nothing.
Hardcore.
Still say nothing.
Hardcore to the mega.
Say nothing.
Internally coherent.
Still say nothing.
Hardcore. All right. Yeah.
He
Nothing.
furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime, invisible movement of the music in the very real air of the stuffy tent.
Hardcore. Ah.
No, but seriously, I'm a little worried it isn't. So hardcore.
Is it though?
Whoa. He talked normally. He stops dead in his tracks, tilting his head to the side. Is it though? It is.
But is it? I mean, really?
He tilts his head to the other side like an owl. I was thinking that too.
I am the mic enforcer. I am the chicks checker. Yeah.
I don't think I did it right. That is an amazing exchange. Perhaps the best exchange in the game. Okay, so we went into 10. We got some clues over here. Let's look at this. More tribalistic markings. A pole. Trash from some unending party. What's this thing? A bridge? Can I use it?
A pane of eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up. Barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind might be enough.
What is this?
It looks like a makeshift bridge. Could be convenient.
Yeah, that's right. Put it over. Push it over.
Pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk.
Sweet. Alright, we got a bridge. It is convenient, right? So now we can go to the church. Saves us some time. So that's why I never went there, because the bridge was up, and I didn't realize you could go back and around the church, I think.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn
Open it.
The lock turns easily. You hear it.
Let's go.
Pull on the doors.
Chill air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum.
Go.
In the heart of the city,
Wow, this place is huge. A strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. Okay, I will. Whoa. Look at all this equipment. Alright then. This grotesque wooden figure looks half finished. Alright, we're gonna walk. More of the forked lightning pattern you saw outside. Bark beetles? No, it looks intentional. Some long forgotten style. The blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. Huh. 2 decks of reel-to-reel tapes spinning on empty. A portable Harman Wowish tape recorder. It is possible, is it recording something? Is it possible, rather? Gosh, it probably is. Someone's siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna. Yeah, here it is, bowls with water. The bowl is filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it.
The silence in this part of the church, it's almost palpable. All the shifting matter and shuffling of living things is gone. Nothing seems to exist beyond the church anymore. Maybe if you were to stand in just the right spot, even your footsteps would be completely silent.
Wait, I think I hear something.
And then it's gone. Almost all of it, but for the faintest of hums. It seems the sound here is detached from its source somehow, if not blotted out outright. Truly unusual.
Huh.
You can hardly hear your own breathing.
Yell or stomp my feet and clap my hands.
You produce a few muffled thumps, after which the silence feels even more total, somehow.
Yell as loud as you can.
Your voice is barely audible. Not a howl, but the softest of whimpers.
Yikes.
It's unnerving.
Turn to Kim. What's happening?
The lieutenant points to his ears and shakes his head. Then he leans closer.
Can you hear anything?
Almost nothing. Not really, but it's extraordinary. I've never experienced anything like this.
I wonder why the church was built with such strange acoustics.
His detached tone conceals how uncomfortable he is. Maybe the church was designed this way to prevent boisterous activity, singing and dancing on its premises.
Maybe they wanted to discourage singing and dancing? That doesn't make sense. Whatever it is, it's definitely real.
The lieutenant doesn't reply, but you can sense him tense up next to you.
Look up into the bell tower.
The orderly rows of ceiling panels become barely visible, then disappear completely in the darkness of the tower overhead.
I have an even chance. It's a red check. It cannot be retried. So I want to, if it's red, I want to be ready for this. So what if I don't want to know?
The darkness, they've enveloped you
Okay.
as in a cocoon. You cannot move anymore.
All right, I have no choice but to do it. I failed, but I healed, interestingly. I rolled a 7.
Just darkness without end. It makes your head spin.
What's the darkness like?
Filled with vague shapes of woodwork. The sense of a great height.
Try to make out something, anything.
There's nothing. You're dizzy and disoriented as you see dark and more dark rising.
Officer, what are you looking at?
He follows your gaze, attempting to see whatever it is that you're seeing. Blink. Whoa. Oh my God, there is something up there.
You see something hanging from the rafters, looking straight at you with dark eyes.
Tiago?
Maybe it's possible to talk to it.
Okay. Crabman. Wow, this is strange.
Is that a man? Looks more like part of the carpentry of the building came alive and is now studying you intently.
Okay.
The crab man.
It is. Hey, who's there?
The man leaned forward a little, fixing you with a steady, unreadable gaze, then speaks.
Habitual alcohol use has made you into a scared little pussy, Holmes. But don't worry, everything's gonna be alright. You come to the right place.
Oh.
That accent is Villalobos, a peninsula in Mesk and a district in Jamrock. There's a sizable contingent of Villalobos-speaking Mesks in Revachol. Hold on. Stop it right there. Pussy, what's with this?
I'm not scared. I just don't understand why the female sexual organs have to be associated with weakness.
You really got a case of frayed nerves, pussy. And this usage comes from pusillanimous. Everybody knows that.
Oops.
Huh?
Chill out, man. Here you could receive the mother's love. And when you're ready, she will take your hand and lift you out of that despair at the bottom of that bottle.
Oh.
This man is obviously a habitual narcotics user. Do we really need to question him?
Yeah, I guess I have a bit of a problem and it's been getting out of hand lately, but...
Está crudo, way. I see deep inside you. Your body and your spirit are suffering greatly from overindulgence. And you don't even know it.
Oh, I'm very in touch with my suffering.
Not all of it. I was like you once. You don't know all the havoc El Vino is wrecking on your mind and your spirit. Necesita parar, homie.
You know, actually, since we're here, you may want to pay attention to what the ceiling climber is saying.
For some reason I feel like I have a point there.
Don't trust me. Trust the mother. I'm only the messenger, Holmes.
His voice echoes. Thought gain, wasteland of reality.
This is the Church of the Mother of Silence. You are welcome here.
He sways gently on the beams, waiting for you to take it all in.
You have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. Is he just trying to throw you off your game? Whatever it is, he's quite confident about it. Just look how gracefully he sways. 'Tis not an act, my liege. Save him perchance, he hath deceived his very self. This man is a zealot.
You must be the crab man.
Never known myself to be a crab. But if that's the name you got for me, I won't stop you from using it.
To be fair, it's really more like a spider.
I always thought of myself more like a flame, flickering along the rafters and beams. It may be that I gotta work on my technique.
That's not the only technique he's working on. Look at those carved sculptures. And is that a satchel of tools over there?
Wait, did you also carve all those sculptures?
Sure am. Whittling wood used to be something I just did to busy my hands. Now I use those same hands in service of something greater than my own restlessness.
Rub your chin. You got some nice curves going there.
It's all just for the mother, man. No need to overthink it.
What were you before you became a crab man and a wood carver?
I was in a gangway, but my memories of that time are fading. Most of them are already gone.
I lost my memory too. But I like it. It's like I get to create a whole new me, start again from scratch.
That's not really the point, I say. You gotta give yourself over to service. Service of the mother, that is.
Okay.
Do you remember your name, sir?
The lieutenant is not particularly interested in this information. He's just trying to assert some control over the conversation.
Tiago's my name, but those syllables don't mean much to me these days. A name isn't just your identity, but also, so to speak, your place amongst your fellows, your place in the world. I ain't got no use for such a place anymore.
My name is Harry.
That's just the thing, Holmes. None of that matters.
Okay. Some ravers want to turn this place into a nightclub.
The ones in the tent outside, right? I see them. Guessing they're the ones who call me a crab. Probably scared of me.
Do they have reason to be scared?
Nah, man. They look pretty funny. And I don't harm no one anymore. Anyway.
Though he used to, a long time ago.
I bet. So, what do you think? About the nightclub?
Why not? They wouldn't bother me none. I'm usually way up there, imbibing. Ain't no music on earth that can reach where I go.
Okay.
Might even be nice to have some company.
Oh, okay.
He said that in spite of himself. He's more attached to the human than he'd like to think.
What you doing here?
This is a special place. There's a perforation in the world up there. A way out into nothingness. This church was built around it. For purposes of veneration. I circled it, nurtured by the silence bestowed by the mother. One of these days, I'll be pure enough to go drink from it directly.
Who's this mother of silence?
Oh, that's no simple question, I said. She is one who can be painted or sculpted. She is a cavity in the dark beyond sense. She saved me, but I couldn't describe her to you. No one can, Holmes, and no one ever will.
What will happen once you drink from this perforation?
I will be incinerated, but not destroyed. Finally, at one with the state of the world before reality began.
Okay.
That sounds a bit like substitution behavior, no? You know a thing or two about that.
You sure you didn't just switch one drug for another?
It's not like that at all, man. It's just faith and joyful service.
Too gleeful, those words. He is lying. Not to you, to his very own self.
Let's agree to disagree. I guess you have a point. I was being insensitive. Do I want to unravel this poor guy? No, I'm not going to. I'm going to let him have his thing. I guess you have a point.
I know it will take time. Don't sweat it. I know it will take time. Don't sweat it.
Right. I still don't understand what you're doing in the church.
I'm a seraph, Holmes. I sing the mother's glory.
Singing is good. We should all sing more.
I don't mean literal singing, Holmes. This is the mother of silence we're talking about. It's the singing of a burning heart. You may be thinking, but fire crackles. No, Holmes. That's the material that's burning. The flames themselves are without sound.
How did you even find this place, this church?
Hard to say. I think I did some construction work here, back when I still had material worries. Up there, I realized what the true purpose of the church was. Been spending a lot of time here ever since. The past is nothing to me now, eh? It didn't belong to me.
Right.
The sinewy figure lingers on the wooden beams, blending into the shadows.
You've been here a long time. Do you know why the church was abandoned?
Police raid a while back.
He responds, his voice suddenly
Did you
flat.
witness it?
Not really, or at least I don't remember much of it anymore. The mother's love has done its job. That's what's so great about the mother. It lets you forget about everything.
It looks like he truly doesn't remember. There's a vagueness to his sense of time.
Do you know where the other spooker is? Point at the strange machines.
Other spooker? Oh, esa viejita es muy estudiosa. Don't know, Holmes.
Viejita is grandma?
Wait, so there is another person, and it's a grandmother?
No. I just call her viejita because of her clothes. She's actually quite young. Or maybe not that young. Age is just one of the many masks we wear.
And do you know where she is?
That's what I said, Holmes.
Oh, you don't know. And how could you not know when you both live here?
Don't really follow her comings and goings. Just see her typing on her computer now and then. We got different interests.
So you got nothing else to tell me? How she looks, what she does, who she
I'm
is?
afraid not, Essay. You just have to wait until she comes back, or...
He shrugs.
Or search through her radio computer.
Okay, thanks, man. Wow. So we got a new thought. There's a lot more to explore. We got to search through a radio computer. There's actually 2 people in here, and it sounds like the young people can even move in. Lots of things unfolding, and the game just gets bigger and bigger. Fascinating. Everyone, I'm loving it, and I hope you are still enjoying this series as well.